Comprehensive sexuality education is very different to sex ed, which is a biological explanation of what sex is. Sexuality education teaches your child from as young as the age of 4 that they have sexual rights, and sorry to say it and even mention it, but they even teach children how to masturbate from very young ages. Just quite shocking. The other thing that the government plans to do is to allow schools to sell alcohol, which the DA is already doing at schools. After hours and for non-school related activities. They will criminalize parents if your children are...
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to see you here. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch my video. If it's your first time, I count it a real privilege. God bless you. I want to quickly discuss on an important subject. This video rather is actually is mainly for South Africans. So if you are, even if you are not a South African, please do me a favor to share this video with others, because the information I'm going to dish out in this video is going to spread around. It's going to spread around. It's going to get to your country as well. But share it, share the video so that others can get enlightened. Now let me go straight to the point. There is okay, please, before I dive into this topic, kindly do me a favor by giving this video a thumbs up, please. Thank you. There is this bill that is about to be passed into law here in South Africa. It's a big bill for basic education. It's an amendment bill for basic education. Now, this bill contains what is called CSE. CSE means comprehensive sexual education. Comprehensive sexual education. Now, in this bill, this subject, when this bill is passed into law, it means your child will not be taught extensively about S for sister, right? EX. So I don't know pronounce it. Okay, I don't want to use the word. I don't know if YouTube will have issue with it. You understand? So SES. So your child will be taught. Your child is going to be taught extensively, biological way, including how to, the process, including how to perform it. You understand? How to do, the SEX. Your child will be taught. Now, your child will also have the right. Well, okay, hey God, you will also have sexual rights. Your child will also have the right to abortion. If you find out that your child did an abortion and you decide to reprimand the child, it's gonna be an offense when it's passed into law. You have no right to rebuke your child or to cancel your child against it. Your child, it means schools now will not be allowed to be primary, high school will not be allowed to be selling alcohol in the school premises. Now, who are those behind this bill? It is the globalists. I'm going to attach some videos here that is going to educate you. Every South African resident, whether you're a citizen or not a citizen, so long you have a child that is schooling in this country, you must fight this bill. You must. How do you fight this bill? Is by sharing videos like this. Sharing videos like this. Spread it and let enlighten parents, because this bill is going to take. Please, just take your time to listen to the short clip I want to add to this video. Now, this bill is going to take away completely your right as a parent. It's going to take away your right as a parent. Your right, your child will have the right from the age of 4. Your child will be taught the biological way on how to do, SES, sexual intercourse. From age of 4, your child will be taught. If you discover that your child, your child that is in primary school, had it and she got impregnated and she decided, school will encourage them, to do abortion and the rest. You reprimand the child, you can be jailed for it. It's going to take away your right completely as a parent. Those who are sponsoring this bill are the globalists who are pushing one world agenda. Please watch this video and share with others. The Lord bless you. I will see you in my next video.
Good afternoon, friends. I just want to quickly bring you up to speed with the Basic Education Law Amendment. It's a bill that's currently on public participation hearings. It's an amendment to the Basic Education Law, and the changes that are proposed are very far-reaching and will have a massive impact on your child and on your child's schooling. Critically, basically what's happening is that the government is taking all power of schooling. They're centralizing control. This will pertain not only to public schools, but private schools and even homeschools, quite shockingly. So broadly, just speaking quickly, what they want to do is government will have the final say over the language policy of your school, the admissions policy of your school, and the curriculum policy of your school, which will include CSE, Comprehensive Sexuality Education. You know, parents rejected it previously, and government had no right to enforce it because governing bodies had the choice. They will now no longer have the choice. Comprehensive sexuality education is very different to sex ed, which is a biological explanation of what sex is. Sexuality education teaches your child from as young as the age of 4 that they have sexual rights, and sorry to say it and even mention it, but they even teach children how to masturbate from very young ages. Just quite shocking. The other thing that the government plans to do is to allow schools to sell alcohol, which the DA is already doing at schools after hours and for non-school related activities. They will criminalize parents if your children are not at school from the ages of 5. So by the way, from now on, your child will have to go to school from the age of 5 turning 6. So grade R will now become compulsory. They will criminalize parents that do not bring their children to school or are not ensuring that their children are at the school. You will get either jail time or a fine or both. A jail time can go up to a whole year. As part of securing a place at a school, you as a parent will need to provide proof that your child has been immunized. And if your child has not been immunized, you will have to, the wording says, secure the necessary immunizations in order for your child to be accepted at school. Now remember, if you don't do that, and this could at a later stage possibly even include the vaccination that everybody was arguing about a few years ago, that vaccination, if you do not secure vaccinations according to what is mandatory, then you can be criminally charged because your child will now not be allowed access to school. One of the other changes is that teachers will have to facilitate access to abortions. In other words, they have to inform a child 12 years old and older that there are abortion facilities and where they are. And then, importantly, this is just absolutely outrageous. Your own child, for goodness sake, they may not tell you that your child has had an abortion. Just absolutely outrageous the way they are sidelining parents and taking control of our children. It's unacceptable. I don't accept it. Importantly, what the ACDP has highlighted is Section 41, which will give the Basic Education Minister broad powers to make regulations, which she doesn't have to run past any of us, the same as what Minister Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma didn't have to run any regulations past anybody during the state of disaster. That is what this Section 41, the rights that it will grant the minister. I just want to quickly think if I spoke about this, the homeschooling. They will be formalizing aspects of homeschooling. How absolutely outrageous. And your child, whether homeschooled or not, will have to be registered by the Department of Education. Families, this is now the time to say to this government, enough. We are pushing back. I've said it before, I say it again. Our children are not wards of the state. We have final authority over our children, and we will exercise that authority. We will not allow a communist-centered government to take control over our children's education. This bill needs to be seen in light of the fact that there are the international bodies like the United Nations, UNESCO, and the World Health Organization that are all pushing down demands on governments across the world relating to vaccines and other issues. For example, the SOGI, the teaching of the whole alphabet soup ideology to children, really just warping children's minds, indoctrinating them. We need to put a stop to it. I'm going to put all the information so that we're not just making a mountain out of a molehill, but that we are genuinely concerned for our children's safety, mental safety, mental health, emotional well-being, and that we want to protect them from this government. I thank you and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Hey, my name is Tamika Walji. Thank you to the Portfolio Committee on Basic Education for the opportunity for me to make this contribution. I oppose Clause 37, Section 51 of the Bella Bill. As a student, I believe that my voice must be heard on topics related to my education. I've been homeschooled for the last 4 years to date. If this bill is passed, my parents will have no control over the stuff that I learn at school, and even if I am homeschooled, my parents will still have to teach me what the government wants them to. This is wrong because we all have the freedom to education that is not controlled by someone in an office far away. Some person in government will be able to control everything I do while I'm being homeschooled. My parents will have no say in what I'm being taught. This does not respect my privacy or my parents' freedom to teach me. By passing this bill, the role of my parents in life and education will be undermined. It is only right that my parents should have a bigger say over my life and education because they are the ones who look after me. They are my support system and they provide me with the tools to help me grow into all that I can be. I also oppose Clause 41 of the Bella Bill, in terms of which I'll be forced to learn about sex and gender. I shouldn't have to learn about sex and gender in the school environment. Moral issues are family value issues. And if I don't learn about sex, my teachers and parents could go to jail. As a minor, I would be allowed to have medical treatment, including procedures that can change me from a girl to a boy or a boy to a girl. This is not right. Through this bill, government wants to replace my parents and their right to educate me and raise me in terms of our shared family values. Government wants to cut the legs out from under my parents, and yet in my everyday life, it is my parents who are there for me, not government. I do not give the Minister of Basic Education the right to replace my parents' authority in my life. Ministers come and go, but my parents are irreplaceable. The minister seeks this power over me today, but the minister does not even know my name. But my parents are my custodians. They've been there since before my beginning. They are still here for me. Where's the minister? Where will the ministers or school teachers be in the middle of the night if I or my peers have an adverse reaction to medical procedures we received at school without our parents' knowledge? Will the minister or any teacher be there when we need to be rushed to hospital? And can we cry to the minister when we are in trouble? And will the minister help us better than our parents can? This bill wants to instigate us, children, to undermine our parents. That is not right. I reject this bill in its entirety.